Hi, welcome to another episode of a podcast that still has no name. I have discussed a name. It is in production. There is something that's quite close, but it still, I think, needs a little bit more workshopping. I'm going to speak to more of my guests and ask them about the opinions of that. But anyways, bear with me while we figure out a name for the podcast. Hi, my name is Ryan, and I am your host. This podcast seeks to delve into the nuances of identity, culture, and heritage of those who identify as quote-unquote Asian. This podcast wants to contribute to the current discourse surrounding the Asian experience in the UK. And in this episode, we're joined by Mithun. Hi, could you introduce yourself?
Yeah. I'm Mithun. I'm in 4th year, and I do film.
Awesome.
Yeah.
4th year.
4th year, yeah. I did a year abroad.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm still here. Crazy.
Where did you go for a year abroad?
I went back to Sweden.
You went back to Sweden.
I got a Swedish passport, guys.
Oh.
Fun fact.
Fun fact.
Yeah.
How was Sweden?
Sweden's good. It's cold. It's nice.
It was just chill.
Yeah. The summers are really summery, and the winters are really wintry.
Oh.
So you get extremes.
So you just get extremes.
Yeah. The winter's a bit depressing. But it's gone. The summer's really nice. It makes up for it.
Okay. Graduation.
Mm-hmm.
I need to ask you about graduation, 4th year. Again, I'm getting a lot of kind of 3rd year, 4th year. Well, you're the first 4th year that I'm actually interviewing, so praise. I'm getting a lot of kind of like soon-to-be graduates on the podcast. So usually, trigger warning, I ask about how you're feeling about graduation.
Right now, at this point in time, I think it should be alright, because I don't know. I'm fine. I'm good.
You're vibing. You're just vibing.
I don't know. I have nothing concrete.
Nothing.
But I think I trust myself for the future.
Okay.
I got my back. The world's got my back.
The world's got my back. We'll see. Yeah. We'll see what God gives me.
Yeah.
Roll the dice, you know.
It's gonna be alright.
Okay. Cool. Another introductory question that I usually ask my guests is a question that usually revolves around food. Today's question for you is, because I think both of us being Asian lads, we know that our mums can cook like amazing food. So I guess, what is the best thing that your mum can cook?
I think it's kotte roti, which is a Sri Lankan dish. You know about it?
I've heard of it, yes.
It's like I like mutton kotte roti, where you put mutton curry, and roti is like a flatbread, Indian flatbread. I think it's popular.
Yeah.
People know it.
Yeah.
Oh, I think Chinese people.
I think we'll probably have something similar. Again, there's a whole. That's a tangent about Asian and Chinese and Indian food. That's a whole tangent. But anyways.
All right, and then you cut up the roti and you mix it with the curry.
Yeah.
It's very nice. Really, really good.
Yeah, the person that I'm dating is also Sri Lankan, and they have made that. And
you like it?
They kind of like seafood. They like I don't know if they prefer seafood over like mutton or like more kind of like land animals. I don't know, land meat. Land meat. I don't know, but like they really like prawn like curries and stuff like that. So like prawn kind of.
Oh, okay, cool.
That curry dish.
Yeah.
Kotte
roti.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess we can go follow up on that actually, like the connections and the similarities between Chinese and Indian food. It's kind of crazy. Like this is a recent kind of, not breakthrough, but a recent kind of connection that I made like a couple months ago, where I was discussing with some of my like Indian friends, and we are just discussing the cultural similarities between Chinese and Indian culture, Sri Lankan culture as well. Again, don't wanna assume like Sri Lankans and Indians are separate. Let's put it that way. They are separate. But it's just quite interesting how a lot of the food is very similar as well. Like a lot of the food kind of like marination methods. Like India has a lot of spices, notoriously. Like some would say stereotypically. Some could argue factually, have a lot of spices. And even though like Chinese food does have like spices as well, like not to the extent as Indian food. Like a lot of
I thought Chinese food is supposed to be really spicy. Like in China, but not here.
China, not here. I mean, in China
I think it's one of the hottest cuisines.
Spiciest. There's regions in China which have like specific types of like spices, and like you can kind of like separate them as well and like categorize them, where like you have spice which like nulls you, there's spice which is like extremely hot, there's spice which is kind of just hurt it just hurts. So like, yeah, like spice, I guess that's how you interpret kind of like spicy, as in like the pepper, the capsaicin, the kind of like the heat, right? Yeah, I was just talking about kind of like the aroma of like the spice, like the actual kind of like spices, you know, it's like cardamom and like cinnamon and stuff like that, you know, like there's elements that you can track in a lot of like Chinese cuisines as well, which is quite fun, I thought. And I was just like, oh, I feel like there's just a lot of connections between Indian and Chinese culture / food. I mean, for those who don't know out there is a cuisine called Indo-Chinese, which is a fusion between Indian spices and like Chinese like dishes. Ways of cooking dishes and stuff like that, you know. I've tried it before. It's essentially like chow mein, but bombed with spice, essentially, which is really nice, honestly. Like, who knew that I was going to connect so well, you know?
Yeah.
But I don't know. Anyways, back to you, Mithun. Sorry, I just went on a little bit of a rant.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, we'll build on Sri Lankan. My mind was blown prior to the podcast.
Oh, no,
Crazy. I had no idea. People just said that you're Indian, which is factually incorrect. You're Sri Lankan.
Oh no.
And I was like, oh. I was like, what? Like, I had no idea. Like, I know that we're not like super close, I guess, because like we only have mutuals.
I've only seen you past 10 p.m. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
It's the first time seeing you in daytime. It's crazy.
Crazy. It's crazy. So it's just been quite interesting to ask you about being Sri Lankan and also being Tamil as well.
Yeah.
And I guess I would like you to elaborate to the listeners just what it's been like being British. Well, what is it like being Tamil and also growing up in Britain?
Oh yeah. There's a big diaspora here because of the war. There was a Sri Lankan civil war, guys. It ended in 2008. And so there's loads of temples and like, the cinema I go to in Ilford, they just play Indian movies now.
Oh,
and they just play Tamil movies.
Really? Just Tamil movies?
Oh. They stopped playing like they don't. I don't even think Mission Impossible, the new one's like playing there because they're like targeted just for them now, just for us. I mean, sorry, my people. And I don't know. Being Sri Lankan. I don't know. I can't. You hear there's no difference between being Sri Lankan and being Indian Tamil. I can't lie. In terms of day-to-day experience.
Really?
I don't think so.
You don't think so? Not the way that you've experienced
Not the way I've experienced. And also, I think it's nice for my mum to have her friends, her Sri Lankan Tamil friends around her.
Yes.
Yeah, that's nice. I guess.
Oh, I completely forgot. Again, the framework is going out. Like, it's just like the conversation we had prior to the podcast was very, very fluid. So like, I've kind of lost the framework. I've lost the structure of the podcast.
I think I'm so aware that people are gonna be listening to this now.
Oh, now you are.
Now I'm like nervous.
Now you're nervous.
Okay,
yeah. I just forgot to ask. Like, another question that I usually start off with the podcast is like, where you're actually from.
Oh,
again, a loaded question, but you have a very interesting response to that.
Okay. So, I'm Sri Lankan. My mom's from India, technically. Oh yeah, I didn't say that bit first. My mom's technically from India, but
she's Indian Tamil.
She's Indian Tamil, but she grew up in Sri Lanka pretty much.
Okay.
And then my dad's from Sri Lanka, and then I don't know. They get married in Singapore. I don't know why this is relevant to me. To be fair, they get married in Singapore, and I was born in Norway, and I got a Swedish passport, and my dad's. No, I live in the UK. I don't know why I said my dad's randomly. But I live in the UK right now.
You live in the UK?
Yeah, we live in the UK.
We live in the UK.
We live in Ilford. East London. Yeah.
East London.
I'm very proud of that.
Very proud of that.
Yeah, man.
I mean, we were talking prior to the podcast about, I guess, your growing up and just your formative years in high school. And you already mentioned how Ilford is such a brown space.
Yeah.
So how was that like living in Ilford? Just like...
Ilford. I don't know. There's a place called Ilford Lane, which is like, it genuinely just feels like India. I don't know. There's like small markets and people selling like mangoes and stuff on the streets. I don't know. Yeah.
Really? Oh, okay.
But we also, this is my favorite part of Ilford. Down my road, there's a mosque, and next to the mosque is a church, and next to the church, there's a Jewish bakery. That's what Ilford's about, man. That's what England's about. That's the dream.
That's the dream.
Yeah, man. Everyone's living together, man.
Everyone's living together.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess we can build on that. And about like your opinions on kind
and
of
there's
like
also a free palace. There's a Palestine flag near the Jewish bakery, which is beautiful.
Oh,
yeah.
That's
yeah.
Sorry, you just I lost my train of thought there. I'm just imagining Jewish bakery. selling, I'm assuming, bagels.
Yeah, I also got Flash near there, though, to be fair.
Okay. The dichotomy of the British experience.
I was
right?
coming out the station and a guy just had his so. But then I saw the church and the mosque and the bakery. I was like, wow, that's beautiful. This is what this country's about. Yeah.
That's the UK, bro.
Yeah.
What was my question gonna be?
I'm sorry.
What was my question gonna be?
It's something about the UK.
Oh, it was about London. It was about kind of your opinions of how multi-ethnic like London is, because I've listened to a lot of like different voices talking about how diverse London is and stuff like that, and the way that you kind of like depicted Ilford there with a mosque, a church, and a Jewish bakery. It's like, do you think that living in London has kind of helped you navigate kind of being Asian in Britain? Like, has it helped you kind of just like be chill with it and just be like, yeah, I'm just one of the boys. I'm just one of the boys, you know? It's just like, I'm just living in London. I'm just another Londoner, I guess.
Yeah, it's London. I feel still London's so big, you know. Like culturally, I speak. Ilford is not the same as like I go to central London. I'm like, whoa, this is a different country. There's no different. There's like a different culture.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Does it help? I think being Ilford specifically, I don't know. It's such a brown place. I barely interact with white people in Ilford.
Okay.
So I don't know if it's helped. I don't know. But I did go to school. All my primary school was in South Woodford, which is more mixed. And then secondary school, I was in Chelmsford, which is in Essex. And there's predominantly Caucasian at that time. Yeah.
So I guess like the adaptability and kind of like transitioning from like all of those different spaces, like was there any kind of like memories associated with like transitioning from those different kind of communities, I guess? Because like Ilford, I guess I'm assuming was home, so you'd always return back to Ilford, and it would just be kind of like, yeah, it would just be a community. It'd just be a brown community that you just could feel like yourself, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
And then you go into high school, which was majorly white.
I would say myself, you got to perform for both sides, low-key.
Okay.
Because, yeah, I can't be wearing... When I wear baggy jeans or something, if I wear certain clothes in Ilford, I'll feel out of place. But it's like, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to make yourself... You just want to, like... Fit in. I'll just wear a tracksuit outside every day.
Oh.
I would not wear...
I've never actually seen you in a tracksuit, bro. Like,
yeah,
you dress quite nicely, like at uni.
Thank you. But I say both sides. You gotta exist somewhere in the middle, innit?
Yeah, that's true.
I think they're both performative. I think everyone's performing a tiny bit everywhere.
Do you think in London it's like a bit more? Or like, is it like, are people aware that they're performing in London, do you think? Or is it just the same? I think
so. You gotta like put your head down. You gotta keep walking. And you gotta look hard. In a way, you do.
That's so London.
It's like you're at the bus stop and you just keep walking straight. And there's a bunch of kids and you're low-key scared of them and you gotta keep walking straight. A bunch of like teenagers who are like...
Some teenagers in khakis.
6'2" teenagers, man.
Yeah. 6'2" teenagers.
Man, the kids these days are so fucking tall. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, I guess we'll build on kind of like the, I don't know, like the shock, the transitions from like the different spaces, and like I guess how you felt going from Ilford to Warwick.
Yeah.
Again, Ilford being very brown, very very brown, very kind of like the community is very strong there, right? And then you dotting around different spaces where it's like, okay, there's majority white or this, that, and the other. And then you get to Warwick. Like, how did you feel about the diversity here?
I like it. I think, I don't know, they're both me.
Interesting.
That's me. I wouldn't say the stuff I say here, there. And I won't say the stuff I say there, here. But they're both, I believe in both stuff, I guess. No, not really.
It's all performative, right?
It's not performative. Actually, I don't know. I'll be more liberal here. I think in terms of like what I believe in, I'll say the stuff I believe in here more politically, I'm speaking.
Okay.
You can be... I think, okay, maybe these are just my friends that I've known for 10 years at this point. And I think I say worse stuff to them in terms of like insults.
It's just the banter, right?
The banter.
The banter.
I think be more aggressive there.
Okay.
But I think that's because it's unconditional. friendship at that. Not unconditional. Well, there's obviously some conditions to
Yes,
friendship.
yes.
But like less conditions.
Less conditions. But over here, it's a little bit more kind of.
But I'm not acting the way I believe I should be acting there, to be honest.
Oh,
You know what I'm
okay.
saying?
Sorry.
You have an idea, you have principles, but you don't always stick to them.
Apologies for making you be like super reflective.
I am being
Apologies, bro.
Because I was thinking about the nature of jokes. This is unrelated to Asian things, so I'll stop talking, to be fair.
That's fine. No, we can go through it. We can
Yeah.
see how it goes.
Well, okay, I'll ask you a question. What do you think about morality when it comes to jokes?
Morality when it comes to jokes.
Yeah, do you
So
think
it's like,
are they
what?
reflective of what you believe in? No.
No.
Yeah, but then the person you're insulting gets offended by it, even if you don't mean offense.
Hmm.
Then that's more important. Their reaction is more important than your intention. Or do you think you're not responsible for their reaction? And even if you don't mean it that way, do you think it normalizes it in some way subconsciously? I don't know.
Good question. No, honestly. I think there
call
needs
it-
to be a balance to it, right?
Yeah.
Like, if the intention was to, you say it's a joke, but was to insult,
Yeah,
then
yeah,
it's like,
exactly,
okay,
yeah.
that's super extreme, right?
Even-
So, like,
yeah.
you need to be empathetic to your friend that you're making a joke about. But then also, like, there's all these conditions where, like, you need to gauge how they'll take the joke, right? It's like, oh, I have a past experience where they've made jokes about that to me, so that gives me an indication that I can make the same types of jokes, right? But then it's like this internalization that you're bringing up as well. The internalization of what, like, intention first or response first, either or, like, either camps. Like, it's just, I think you need to have that kind of balance and you need to have a deeper bond, I assume. Like, I feel like one of the solutions, I think, is just having a deeper, more in-depth understanding of each other's personalities and characters. You know, it's like, okay, yeah, I get your humor, but okay, like, I can make these sort of jokes with this friend group, but then I can make these sort of other jokes with this friend group.
I think Asian people, we're less emotionally aware than white people. My brown people. I don't know, but you're like, do you talk about your feelings with your family?
Do you think I talk about
No,
my feelings?
exactly, yeah.
Well, when I was younger, no.
Yeah.
As I've gotten older
So, like,
a little bit, I've started to come out of my shell a little bit more.
Yeah.
But
I was getting called like fat as a joke by my mom and my parents and my extended family because I was a fat boy. But like, that hurt me. But like, and then I like, you just pass that on, innit? You just insult people without thinking about it.
Yeah.
And maybe that's what my friends back in Ilford do. We don't like think, we just say stuff, innit? But here, I think I'm more aware of people's feelings, and that's a good thing. I don't think it's like, I think that's...
Again, I think it's a balance, right?
I think white people are good with emotions, and I think that's something we can learn from them because they're really wise people.
Oh.
I was joking. Actually, no, they're cool.
No, they are.
Some of them, yeah.
Some of them.
I think everyone can learn from something. Yeah.
Obviously, you can learn from everyone, right?
can learn from
You can definitely learn like anything from anyone, right?
Yeah.
No, regardless of gender, race, background, whatever, right?
Yeah.
But like, no, I think what you're articulating about feelings as well, and especially like the
In
UK,
Asian.
being Asian,
Yeah.
and like talking about your
Yeah.
feelings with either like your
think we're
family,
in the
but
best
also like other
position, really.
Asians.
Yeah.
Like, we are in the best position, right? We
We're the best of both worlds.
are the best of both worlds, right? Like, we have experience where
We
like
belong
oh,
everywhere. Yeah.
that's a nice that is a nice notion,
Yeah.
quote unquote nice. I feel like there's a little some caveats behind that,
Yeah.
but like when it comes to kind of the next generation, which is us, I guess, to an extent, but we could start making that change. I don't know. It's like I don't know. Being art students, both of us, we are a little bit more empathetic. We know we're a little bit more well read about just emotions and how stories can evoke emotions, and then how those can definitely reflect the world around us, right? I guess one question that I have for you is that, do you think you could bring that to Ilford, the stuff that you can do here, or do you think you will get like bullied?
Let me think. Actually, can I?
Could you? I feel like if I was in
I
your
think-
position, well, I don't know, but like if I was in your position, I feel like you'd get bullied.
I can't. I probably can.
You get bullied.
I get bullied.
It's like, why are you talking about your feelings, bro?
Oh, we do. Sometimes. Every
Sometimes.
now and then.
Every now and then.
I think we do. I think we're all growing up at this point. Now we can. Maybe not when I was 15. When I was
Okay,
15.
when you're
probably.
15, you're not.
I'm getting kill you. I'll kill you. What was it? I'm getting killed. I'm like,
You're getting grilled, essentially, on the spot.
Yeah.
You're getting clowned on.
Yeah, but all right. I believe art can change the way people think. If I was gonna make a change
Yes.
somehow, I'll try and do it through art.
Through media, through art.
Through art.
Mm.
Through art forms, yeah.
Mm.
I think that's the only. I do think it's a real thing, innit? It's not just something to pass your time. It affects your mind and your heart.
Of course.
That's a beautiful thing about
Of course.
art. Yeah.
If we're gonna go like, super
Everything.
deep, everything can be perceived as art, right?
Yeah.
So there can be change in almost everything you do, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like bringing it back to food.
Mm-hmm.
Food is defo an art.
Food is definitely not, yeah.
Makes you feel things, defo.
Yeah, it does.
But I guess like coming back to just feelings and being, I don't know, Asian, do you feel like you've internalized like being very kind of like cut off because of your like Asianness when it comes to feelings, if you get my drift? Or no, you've naturally just been an open person.
I'm not open. I'm like socially awkward. But like, I think I'm better than other people
Okay.
because, yeah, like you said, we're art students. I think that's the main thing.
I think it's the main thing.
Yeah. And I like music. And music is all about feelings, to be fair.
Of course it is.
That's the
That's
whole
all.
thing.
That's all they do.
Yeah,
And
man.
the lyrics are feelings. The beats, the actual rhythms
Yeah.
are from feel, right?
Yeah.
So everything's just reflective of everything else, right?
And also, Indian people cry like crazy for people who don't talk about their emotions.
They do.
Have you seen like Indian funerals? They're like, okay, I'm not gonna make the noise, but they go, oh.
Oh, really? Is it quite like
No, I think all their feelings are
emotion? No.
And Indian movies are so like melodramatic, and they love love stories, but they have arranged marriages as the norm. It's a crazy country. There's so much repression going on that they release.
It's
to
just
art.
a lot of kind of like contradictions, right?
Yeah, yeah,
It's just a lot of tension.
Yeah.
Lots of conflict, right?
Yeah.
We mentioned Tamil films actually. If we're
Yeah.
gonna build on kind of films and stuff.
Mhm.
For the listeners out there, can you describe a Tamil film for
Okay.
them?
The stereotypical one would be like a hero, like a savior.
Mm.
But I don't like those ones. Let me recommend a good one. There's a filmmaker called Mari Selvaraj.
Okay.
He's a Dalit filmmaker,
Mhm.
and they're like a lower caste. I don't say low, scheduled caste people. They're like, and his films they use all the like the trademarks of Tamil cinema, which is like songs and music and dance, but they were like very like politically aware. And there's one called Vale, the new one, which is about kids who work in a banana plantation, and that made me so like. It made me so like grateful for what I have. Yeah, because this boy he works in a banana plantation, and he wants to go to school, because that's like his escape from there, and we get to go to school, because it's like oh right, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Well, like yeah, so Tamil cinema is good. You can use like all of these things that might be seen as like lowbrow,
Mm.
like oh look at that like it's comedy and it's romance and it's action and it's like unrestrained, but you can use that in a way that's beautiful and the right on hand, just like, but it doesn't get like attention internationally and festival wise because they don't follow the rules of what is considered high art, I
Mhm.
guess, because it is they're populist cinema. They've like made for crowds. They're made for cheering as well. People cheer in Indian movies.
That's
like
fun.
The audience cheer and they bring like confetti and stuff. I'm pretty sure.
Okay, confetti.
That's in
is-
India, not here. In here they get like kicked out of the cinema. But yeah, I think it's good. I think there's a stigma around it as like, no, I want to say unintelligent. Actually, I would say they don't consider it as like a movie, like cinema that has like depth to it, which it does, just because, yeah. I think it's for the people. So we were talking about food.
It's for the people.
It's for the people.
Especially when it comes to high-end kind
Yeah.
of meals or dishes that they sell in 5 like or whatever Michelin star restaurants,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
A lot of the bases and a lot of kind of the techniques, like chef techniques that a lot of
peasant
high-end are just from working class. It's
Yeah.
it's all peasant food, right? It's like the burger, even though it's like it's for food,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
for like the people, right?
Yeah.
Like it used to be a workman's food. It's still a workman's food to an extent, but like it's still using off-cut meat
Yeah.
that
Most art is made by working class people. Like you
Exactly.
said, even fashion.
even
It gets
fashion.
commodified
hmm
and sold.
Actually, a
Like upper
burger's a
class.
bad example. Why did I use a
Yeah,
burger
I
as a
was
bad
thinking
example?
that. I can't think of any high.
I'm trying to I was like thinking of
Oh,
like
that's something good.
goulash or I think there's like a French onion soup or something like that.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That-
Oh, yeah.
a lot of, like,
It's just like a
high-end-
burger.
They're basically just a burger, isn't it? Everything's just a burger at the end of the day. two pieces of bread and a piece of meat in the middle. Going back to the Tamil movies and kind of like
Yeah.
what's it, maximalism that you
Yeah.
used. It's very, I think, reflective of how colourful, I guess, and
Like-
diverse, and just how bombastic sometimes the
Yeah.
world is a little
Yeah.
bit, and like I feel like it does like I'm basing this take on my experience with like Bollywood movies.
they're
So,
very
but
similar.
I feel like hopefully I'm not assuming there's like some similar
There's a match,
veins between the two, right? And it's just like, well, yeah, they have so much stuff. They have like a fight scene, and then there's someone's kissing, and then there's a
Yeah.
dance scene.
They don't kiss that much because of cultural reasons.
Whoops, my bad. There's a
But
love
they-
scene.
But they get really close to each other, and their lips are like this, but they don't touch. Then they'll be
But
rats.
they can't touch.
They can't touch.
They can't touch. But they're in love.
They're in love.
But
They
it's
look
just.
into each other's eyes with so much love.
But I feel like this maximalism is very much is needed. I think
Yeah.
like you need that.
Life is everything.
Life is everything, right? Like
Yeah.
you need that kind of side of media to just kind of explore, and it's a unique perspective as well into a lot of the topics that maybe the film is trying to engage with, right?
Yeah.
So like even with this like summary of this banana plantation kind of film that you're talking
Yeah.
about, and how his escape is school,
Yeah.
like that's already kind of showing
And it's very like it's like a socialist film.
socialist film, right? It's showing kind of, I feel like an interesting, like a nuanced kind of perspective on just like, oh, education, yes, is everything,
Yeah.
but I feel like there is a little bit more to
Urgency.
explore into why
Yeah,
education is
yeah.
everything, right? When it comes to like Asian families and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's why I like movies so much. It's for the people, and you can send a message out. That's so good. I love movies.
Such a film student.
Yeah, thank you.
Any other recommendations?
Tell
of, like,
movies
oh,
or just anything.
I guess anything. If we're gonna kind of continue on with this string.
Anything. All right, you guys probably already know this guy, but Kendrick Lamar. I love Kendrick Lamar. But because all right, this is the main thing I like about it. He raps on other people. He tells other people's stories. You know, music is like personal, and
Yes.
so much music is personal pronouns. Is I feel this way. Da 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 da. But Kendrick Lamar, he like weaves in so many. He's aware of the people around him, and sometimes he might not represent them the best way. I think if you go back to his earlier music, they're a bit. I guess there's a song called, I think it's Tammy's song, which might be homophobic, but then over time you can see him. Basically, he says this the girl's only lesbian because the men don't treat them right, which is like a crazy take.
Okay.
But then his new album, Mr. Morale, the Big Step is so pro. There's like a song he says the F word, like the.
Oh, as in the English slang for a cigarette.
Yeah. But
There
he
you go.
uses it. It's not my position to say if it's right or wrong. Okay.
okay.
But he uses it in a way it's like for storytelling. It's like when I was younger, I used to say this word, but then he actually says the word again and again multiple times.
Oh.
But the song is like very pro-trans
Okay.
in a space where like people aren't like hip hop isn't like known for like having progressive views and things.
Yeah.
And like the fact he decided to tell that story through that form, which is very similar to what I was talking about Tamil movies, I guess. You're bringing in using populist mode of storytelling, but you're like actually doing something with it. You're actually trying to change the world with it, which is like, let's go back to Ilford. Can I change the world, Ilford? And the only way I can see the people changing is through art. But also, did that change me, or do I already believe that? I don't know. I don't know if I can give that song to a transphobic person and change them. Can I? I don't know. I have a belief that art can change stuff, but I don't know how solid that is.
How solid that is.
Yeah.
Have you got any kind of like first-hand experiences of like seeing?
That's why I'm so sure. I'm unsure because I feel like I don't know how much I came in with what I believe in, and that just reinforced what I believed, or if that actually changed my beliefs. I don't know. Do you think someone can? Yeah, I think it can, but
I
people
think
don't
it
engage
can.
with stuff that they know they're going to disagree with. That's the only issue.
I think so. Yeah, that's a good take
why,
actually.
Yeah, I think that's why Tamil movies are so good because people go there for maybe for the dancing or the music or the thing, and then you get like something that like actually challenges you. Not always, obviously. It's like any like you're not watching a Marvel movie and you're watching like a military propaganda.
Yeah.
That's not going to change.
That's not going to
But
change.
like some Tamil movies and just like some films can go against that grain in it and challenges you through the modes that are made to modes of escapism, but they challenge you with them. Yeah. So the art maybe changes the world, perhaps. I don't know.
I mean, because like on a personal level, again, we're both art students. We know that things have changed us. Like we've read things, we've seen things, we've watched things, and we know how it feels to like to learn something new or maybe kind of like change an outlook on something.
Yeah.
So it's interesting how other people approach art, I guess. Like,
Yeah.
I guess non-art students, like, it's always interesting to ask for a debrief from maybe not a formalized art student, right? Because like us being formalized art students, we kind of have like preamble, we have like preset kind of like conditions
that's what
or
I'm saying,
like preset sentences when we're talking about kind of a piece of art that we just engage with, right? But it's really interesting to kind of hear from kind of non-formalized art students where they do engage with the art, but it's an interesting angle in engaging with the same said art, right?
Also, like when I show the people in Ilford my movie, like I made a movie for film production, I always say, "Oh, you're not gonna like this," because I can tell they're not gonna like they're not gonna. I would try to make like a Lynchian little like thing, and I don't think they know who David Lynch is, which is fine. We're from different walks of life.
Yeah, exactly, right?
But like I know, fucking, I exist in both worlds. I know I like the stuff they like, and I like the stuff people here like. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
But again, it's just about getting that diverse viewpoint, right? It's about learning from other people and hearing other people's stories, right?
Because I go there and I talk about Kai Cenat and Duke Dennis. Then I come here and I talk about David Lynch and Martin Scorsese, man.
Wow, that was a crazy combination of names there.
It's got and I like both. I like the both. All four of them are my heroes: Kai Cenat and Duke Dennis, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I was joking. I don't like. They're cool.
They are, I feel like they are individuals that have made the current kind of like digital landscape right now.
Yeah.
Like they are individuals who are making it right now, right? They are the leads essentially. Whatever they do, they are kind of like the trendsetters. I think that's gonna end us there. I'm not gonna lie. I think that's time.
Yeah. I feel like we barely touched Asian stuff, did we?
I feel like we have. I think a lot of the Asian stuff did bleed into the stuff that we were talking about. Like we were talking about like feelings and stuff and being Asian and stuff, and just like, you know, your background and Ilford. And hey, there was a moment in there where you like linked all of it together, which I was like, whoa, crazy. Good segue, man. Good segue. But yeah, thank you, Mithun, for coming in.
It was my pleasure.
Thank you for any of the listeners out there. Hopefully you haven't been lost. This was a lot of a ramble, but
Maybe so, guys.
hey, I think there's things in here which probably will resonate with a few people. Hopefully. That's the plan. But yeah, I've been your host Ryan. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you in the next episode.